What's up, guys? This is another League of Legends post-gameplay commentary. Um, this is a ranked game as Nasus in my first promotional match to get into Platinum 2. Um, so yeah, I was planning on playing Garen, but they banned him. I really don't know who bans Garen, like, I don't know. Um, but yeah, so chose Nasus because my Garen rune pages are kind of tailor-made to Garen, and so Nasus seemed like he would be passable with them. So yeah, I went ahead and did that. Um, yeah, so for now, it's just so Nasus. I start the Ancient Coin because that gives you CDR and mana regen, and I have the Bandit Mastery, so even if I miss minions, I get 5 gold per minion I missed, and this lets me have the higher CDR so I can just really focus on getting my last hits with my Q, particularly versus Galio, who has so much trading, but like, see, I've taken 2 Qs and I'm a rate to half. Like, his damage is ridiculous. But also, just in general, unless it's a matchup where I know they have 0 kill pressure on me, I'm probably going to go Ancient Coin into it just to focus on getting Q stacks. I do prefer a Q max Nasus because I'm relatively confident I won't lose my lane. Well, I won't get destroyed in my lane at least. I might lose it, but as long as you go relatively even in lane, you're going to come out on top just because you scale so hard with stacks. So for now, just doing my best to get Q stacks. Not too worried about missing last hits, just because stacks are where it's at on Nasus. I know Emax Nasus is pretty popular because it gives you so much lane dominance. I guess I'm just old school on Nasus. Except I actually, way back in like season 3, used to run the build and people would tell me I was trolling or whatever. But now it's actually like the traditional Nasus build. But no, I think Qmax Nasus works probably until can work until you're like high diamond. Once you're high diamond, you'll just get bullied so hard that it's not worth it. Whereas Emax Nasus, your Spirit Fire ability turns you into one of the premier lane bullies. So yeah, there's a reason why it's done at like Challenger tier and stuff. But yeah, so for now, I'm just farming up. Um, this game I am planning on going full take, just because I would only go more damage oriented Nasus if I had summoner or had runes idealized for it. So here, I feel safe standing under my tower because I have ultimate, and if he tower dives me, I'm going to pop ultimate, wither him, and he will die. Or have to flash at least. Recall to get a spirit cow. I'm going for Spirit Visage first buy, just so that I can farm in peace and have literally 0 kill pressure on me. Yeah, so here he teleports in. Now I'm getting a decent amount of stacks. Like, if you're getting over 10 stacks per minute when you're being pressured pretty hard, that's a good sign. You need to be getting at least 10 stacks a minute. If you're doing that, whatever you're doing is fine. Yeah, here you go. He charges in, I wither him, he has to flash out, but Eve has Ignite, and so yeah, we just kill him. I hit him with my E at max range just to finish up the kill. I know last hitting champions with your Siphon Soul gives you more stacks. Sorry. But in my opinion, it's not worth it to try and to potentially miss out on kills just because you're trying to get those last hits with your Q. Just finish them off however you can. I believe this spin. No, not yet. Still working towards my Spirit Visage. Okay. Um. So yeah, just continuing to farm. And even though, like, my team's not doing so hot, I'm still feeling calm about this. Like, the deal with Nasus, you just need to remain calm and scale up. And so much of this game is about not tilting when stuff like this happens. Like, people might look at this and be like, oh, you're down 2,000 gold 11 minutes into the game. It's a Fed Kha'Zix, you're going to lose. Like, yes, that's how it looks, but decision making is so much of this. Um, but yeah, so my team pings that Kha'Zix is coming, so I back up to my tower. Like, if you know a fed person is coming to attack you, sacrifice minions and just walk under your tower, okay? Dying is not worth picking up 2 or 3 minions. Just continuing to farm, letting my team do whatever. Evelyn's making plays. Yeah. Right now, the game feels a lot like whichever jungler is better, their team wins. But top lane, I would say, is still pretty good about carrying games. I would say right now, AD carry and support are kind of in pretty cruddy positions to try and carry just because it's always a party bot lane. Like, mid lane roams, jungle camps, top lane TP down. It's a mess down there. Okay, so there you go. I finished my Spirit Visage. Now I'm working towards so I went Spirit Visage first so that I can't be bullied in lane. And now I'm going for Iceborne Gauntlet because you want a Sheen effect. And since I'm going tank and they have a Fed Kha'Zix, Iceborne is better than Triforce. Okay, so I teleport down. Here, sorry. Let me rewind that. So here, teleporting down to get them to back off of my team. Immediately focus whoever's in range. And yeah, just trying to keep them away from my carries. Because again, you're a tank. Your goal is to... So a lot of these tanks that deal damage rather than crowd control, your goal is to peel them off of your carries to keep them, but just from the fear of the damage they can deal. So I've been standing up here because I knew Annie was roaming. Fizz goes in, gets a good kill, but gets himself killed. Here, I last hit Tibbers to get him off because Tibbers hurts ever since the mini Annie rework. Pop my ult. Just be constantly attacking to get the lifesteal to help survive, and see, I managed to just barely walk away. Now at this point it looks like we lost this team fight. But Annie makes a really good play right there, manages to turn around and get them. Here, I'm just trying to poke with my E. Jin walks up behind. Galio flashes for some reason. Our Jin kills Lucian, kills Galio, and there you go. It was a 4 for 2. And now I just go ahead and recall. Yep, just continuing towards Biasboard. Maxing E second for the damage boost. Some games, if I'm versus like a whole bunch of auto attack reliant people, I will actually max Wither second, but 95% of the time it's Spirit Fire. Wards do give you stacks on your Siphon Soul, so yeah, that's a little fun tip. So do things like Alawi's Spirit Tentacles. I believe Gangplank's Barrels might even give you it. Yeah, so that was just a really simple gank. He overextended, Eve walked behind him to block his escape, I withered him, and we just surrounded him so he couldn't dash out, and we knew he had no flash. There I start heading, but Eve popped the Kha'Zix over the wall, so I thought she was fine. He ends up flashing to get her, but I wouldn't have been able to get there in time anyway. So instead, I know Galio has no TP because we all just TP'd bot lane. I have a Sheen, and I have a decent number of stacks, so I'm just going for First Blood Tower at this point. Very rarely do you see games where 18 minutes in and there still hasn't been a tower. Here, I just pop my ult so that he can't get me low, and so that I can finish off the tower. If I'm amongst minions, I'm still pretty confident I can solo Kha'Zix because I have quite a few Siphon Soul stacks. Like, let's see, I have 309 stacks. Okay, so get First Blood Tower. I believe now, yes, now I get my S-Point Gauntlet, and I'm going for Mercury Treads just because they have a fair number of crowd control, and once I get Spirit Visage and Mercury Treads, that should pretty much be enough magic resist to survive because Galio and Annie are both really shut down. And Karma is going to shield support, so not really scared of that. Infernal Drake is up. Galio ran bot lane, so I teleport down to get them to back off. Yeah, I'm super tanky. I'm just withering anyone I can just to slow them down. Eve gets a good kill. I block Galio. Dive under. Here I'm trying to focus down Tibbers because again he does a lot of damage. Now I ping Infernal because I mean it's relatively free at this point. Like I come up here because I know Kha'Zix won't be able to insta-kill me, and so what I'm doing here is standing here to make sure Kha'Zix doesn't walk by and hop in and steal it. I prefer to do that. I know a lot of people would rather just say, no, come help burst, but I feel like if you can successfully peel the jungler off of Dragon, there's no reason not to go stop him from potentially stealing. Here, I want to get mid tower, but Lucian's a little annoying to try and stop. Run over. Yeah. Kha'Zix was out position, Lucian walked up too far. And we get another free tower. I pop my ultimate just so that I'm not taking a ton of damage. Force Annie's flash just because I withered her. There, I was testing out if seeds give you Siphon Soul stacks. They don't, sadly. Picking that all up for the mana. Sorry for the mana. Yeah, just continuing to stack. But yeah, so like, I know a lot of people feel like Nasus doesn't help the team or whatever because they always sit top in AFK farm. But I mean, you've seen, I've only used my teleport to roam to my team, and we always pick up several kills every time I do. I've helped my team way more than this Galio has. I'm winning lane versus Galio. I'm still stacking really hard, like I've probably 360 stacks 22 minutes in. Well over 10 stacks a minute. Like that's looking really good. Right now there's no easy objectives to be going for, so I'm back to split pushing and just stacking my Q. Like I don't know, this is one problem I have where I look at it at this point and I'm like, I'm not sure what I should be doing besides split pushing. But I mean, uh, on Nasus, split pushing is always a possibility. So here, I want to flank, but it wasn't happening. So here I come back to this Galio, but he starts retreating too soon, so I just go to shove in the wave. But yeah, so on Nasus, part of the reason I like playing Nasus is split pushing is, no matter what the situation is always a possible thing you can do. I mean, if you're so far behind where it'll take you ages to outscale, then you probably are better off repeat. Okay, so wither him, start walking past him to try and body block him. Pop my ultimate since I'm holding tower aggro. Just siphoning strike anyone I can get to. Bad flash on my part. And okay, Eve dives too deep. And right here you're about to see my mistake this game. So up until this point I've been playing relatively on point. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm just having a good game. And here I start getting way too greedy and I just walk up for who knows why and get myself killed. 10 out of 10 would not recommend. Yeah, there was no reason to be doing that. I think what was running through my head was I was expecting Jhin and Soraka to stay up and help me burst him because you saw how low he got, but I guess they didn't want to stick around. But it's fine. One death. I got my Guardian Angel now. I believe I'm going for a ZZ Rot now, just to amplify my split pushing, as well as just my general tankiness and mobility. It's a pretty good all-around item. Nasus is one of the champions I would really recommend it on. Continuing to push. Like, if I'm split pushing like this, would y'all prefer I leave it at 2 times speed or slow it down? So here, Wither Lucian, I have max CDR, so I know I can just spam Wither him again, and Q, free kill. Here, tower has minion aggro, so I'm free to walk out. It's no tower. I think I could have actually fought Galio, but I wasn't positive where Kha'Zix was, so I didn't want to force the fight. And so yeah, I killed Lucian, didn't have to use anything. Go back to stacking. Okay, and so yep, now I go to recall. Oh yeah, so I did get my Mercury treads, and now I'm so ZZ Rot. So at this point, I'm gonna be nearing 300 resistance in both stats. I'm a little low on health, but Nasus ult gives you health, so like I'm gonna be really tanky. And since I have so much sustain for my passive, so here you go. I just catch Lucian out when he has no dash. 2 siphon strikes, he dies. And right here you're about to see how good Nasus is. Like, that's 4 tower shots of tank, 5 tower shots. Back up. Okay, so I've taken 5 tower shots so far. 6, 7. I took 7 tower shots and I'm still over half-life. Like, I think Soraka was healing me, but yeah, so I guess stacking resist also works well on Nasus because you have so much sustain. But also with a Soraka, resistance actually scales better with heals than health does, because heals is basically like adding health, and your goal is to get a balance between health and resistances. If you've just overloaded yourself with health, great, you have 10,000 life, but with 0 resistances, everybody's going to be doing basically true damage to you. Whereas if you build a ton of resistances, great, you take 99% reduced damage, but if you only have this is way over exaggerating, but if you only have 100 life and you still take 99% damage, like one or two spells would kill you in that situation. So your goal is to find a balance. Those are extreme circumstances, not actually possible in this. I guess 10,000 health is, but yeah. But so when you count in Soraka heals, and since I'm just being a massive frontline, like this build is comboing pretty well with heals. So yeah, you see I have 260 magic resist, 270 armor basically, um, almost 500 stacks. So yeah, I hurt. Uh, like so that's 500, 6, 7, roughly 800 damage on Siphon Strike plus my Sheen effect, which is extra 114. So that's roughly around 900 damage per Siphon Strike. Now once you add an armor, it's significantly less, but almost nobody on their team has armor. And I'm basically unkillable at this point. Even if they do manage to kill me, I have Guardian Angel. I pop back up. I have my ultimate for even more. When I have my ultimate active, I believe. Okay, so my ultimate, I get an extra 55 armor and magic resist, so I'll break 300 armor and magic resist. And then each second my ultimate lasts, which is 15, I get 3 more armor and magic resist, which means by the end of it, that's an extra 45. So that's almost 100 free armor and magic resist. So that starts getting me pretty close to 400 armor and magic resist. And I'll be close to 4,000 life, I think. And after I finish my Dead Man's, for sure 400 armor, close to 400 magic resist. I'll easily hit 4,000 life with my ult. Drop my ZZ Rot. Their whole team is bot side, so I'm taking this tower. Karma doesn't even tickle me. She's more like a breeze. So here, I wait for her to finish her snare and start teleporting out because Kha'Zix and Lucian is coming. Her snare is down. That was the only form of crowd control to stop me. Here, I see Infernals popping up, so I go to rush it. I see Kha'Zix is still in base. The reason I'm doing this is just because Kha'Zix could get out here and take it before my team even gets close to it, so I'm just trying to rush it down even though there's a high chance to steal it. Fortunately, I kill it, yeah, like 2 seconds before he gets there. So, that was really lucky. I guess the safer option would have been just to keep him off of it, but I don't know. Like, that was just a decision I made. Here I'm grouping with my team because there's no other objectives, only bot. And I'm the tank frontline. Yeah, so 3 tower shots, 4 tower shots, 5 tower shots, 6 tower shots, 7 tower shots, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I just tanked 10 tower shots. 11, 12. 12 tower shots. Didn't even pop my Guardian Angel. Yeah, so I'm just tanking everything. End score 3 kills, 1 death, 14 assists. Yeah, thanks for watching. This was another Nasus post-gameplay ranked commentary. Have to Strike signing out.